Well, here we have red EP3 Civic in the house for some tuning today. It's got some modifications, so we'll go through those at the end. Rich has just uploaded the base file so we can get crack-a-lacking. Morning, Richard.
Morning.
How you doing?
And we had the first one of the day, well, second one of the day cancel on us, didn't we? So
yeah.
We decided we were going to pull my little red EP3 up and stick a map on it.
Indeed. So let's get crack-a-lacking.
See what she does.
Okay. Well, there's another EP3 in the bag. So this one's a Milano red one that we've done some modifications to. It's had quite a bit of work actually. It's had full under seal. It's had a few poly bushes, I think. It's had an exhaust.
Yeah, we had, I'll go for it. We've got, we undersealed it, cleaned up and undersealed.
Looks very nice actually.
To be fair, the other side was good on this car, and that was the reason I decided to save it. I bought the car with the intention that I was going to use it for parts. And then when I put it on the ramp and looked underneath it, it was really was that good. I thought there's no rot on it, it's not rusty, it seems really good for its age. So I decided to save it at that point. I thought these are getting rarer and harder to find. Plus,
you have put some time and effort into it though.
Yeah, I must admit, from what I bought it for and from, I've added rear interior that I didn't have in it previously. We've swapped the steering wheel, changed the front seats because they were worn a little bit. We've mopped and polished the whole car because it was faded, so that obviously came up a little bit. There's still a couple of bits of paintwork I want to get done, so I want to do the spoiler, the mirror caps, the rear boot handle and the front bumper because they're just faded beyond polishable, so I'm going to get them painted.
But it's had an exhaust.
Yeah, we fitted the spoon rep 2¼ inch exhaust. It had a manifold on it, but with a blowing flexi to replace the flexi. We had a couple of oil leaks that we fixed on it. We put lower arm bushes in it because these cars just don't get any love and they just get ragged around and they drive terrible because of it. So we put lower arm bushes in it, had ball joints in it. It had a CV boot in it. It had a new anti-roll bar links on it.
Yeah.
It's had 2 new rear calipers on it. What else did we have? I think that's about it. Mechanically wise,
It's had some tyres. It's had an induction kit.
Yeah, we did Dynodaze induction kit on it as well. We've did valve clearances on it this morning before we stuck it on the thing and put it on the dyno and mapped it. Obviously, we fitted a mappable ECU and then tuned it. So I mean, realistically, whilst I've got a little bit of money in this car, I think there's still a little bit of money to be had, and it's actually took it from a car that was potentially going to get scrapped with no rot, without being rotten, which is unusual.
Yeah, it had mechanical.
It had mechanical faults and a bit of faded paintwork, rather than it being like scrap and rusty and horrible. So I decided that it was probably worth saving at that point.
It's a nice feeling to save a car,
yeah,
especially a Honda.
Yeah, to save it. I mean, I haven't necessarily decided what I'm going to do yet. I mean, it may be for sale. I may just keep it. I don't know. It's one of those. I think they're only going up in value, so it's probably worth holding on to it a little bit.
I reckon this would suit Keith if you're watching.
Yeah, maybe. Like you say, someone that knows me may very well want it because they know it's gone through and it's got all the bits and bobs they want.
They see the work getting done to it.
Yeah, see the work getting done. Maybe there's a little bit of a track tour. I've got sort of two people that are generally half interested in it for a track car. You know, so
they make a great track.
So it makes a great track car. It's got a lot of stuff. I mean, admittedly, I'm not going to spend money on coilovers and a few bits that one's doing for track because it's not worth it.
That's for the next guy.
That's for the next guy. I'm just making it roadworthy and going for it mechanically, so we know it's good to sell. And that's
well, it's performed quite well today.
Yeah, I think so. It made 215 in stock form, which was good. I believe.
I think it made less. I think it made less than that. Go and have a look. You go over there. You get your date and come back.
Sorry, you're right. It made 207.
Made 207 in stock form, but then Richard's done some work to it.
Did make 207 in stock form. Admittedly, that was after the manifold had been repaired, the exhaust had been fitted, and the Dynodaze induction kit was on it. That wasn't standard, so that had all that stuff on it.
How many miles has this done?
128, I think it's done.
Yeah, that's nothing wrong with it.
Not really. Yeah, so then, we've done
mapped it this morning.
Mapping today, and we finished on... Yeah, 226.
226.
226 was our finishing figure.
I think that it screams, mate. I think it sounds great. Dropped a nice flame, nearly lit me up.
Yeah, pops and bangs on there and stuff for people who want it. So, yeah, I think this car's pretty much ready to go. Just find its next owner. Once we've done a couple of bits of paint work on it, it'll be ready to go. Well, like I say, unless I decide I'm keeping it when I'm done with it, because I don't want to sell it.
Are you going to sell the Audi then?
I don't know. I ain't really decided yet.
I've been looking through your eBay searches.
Yeah.
I've seen the Audis you're looking at.
Yeah, I'm really tempted by an RS5. I've got to be honest. There's a couple that I've got my eye on. I really like the blue, but all the blues seem to have cream interior, which, as you can imagine, as a mechanical, no good whatsoever.
You like that burnt orange colour, don't you?
Yeah, there's two I've seen in burnt orange. It's a really rare colour, and I've only ever seen two listed. One's a pre-facelift, and one's a facelift. I want the facelift anyway, so maybe that's one to go and have a look at. Yeah,
I think it suits you. I mean, you like the black Audi that you got, don't you? It's
the trouble with black is...
Are the one you're looking at automatic or the manual?
They're all automatic. They're all 7-speed autos.
Because that'll help, won't it?
Yeah,
especially sat on that long shoot in the traffic.
Yeah, 20 miles an hour to work and back. I actually, the other day, and I know this is nothing to do with the car video, so we're just rambling on, is I checked the trip on my Audi the other day, and it had done 4,000 miles on the second trip, 4,800 miles or something on the second trip, and my average speed was 18 miles an hour.
That's appalling, ain't it?
That's my average speed over nearly 5,000 miles. Because that
V8?
All I literally do...
Like Rich often says when I'm complaining about having no aircon in my FN2, he's like, I've got a beautiful Audi aircon machine set out.
Yeah, 4.2 V8 aircon machine, yeah.
I've been looking at Challengers mainly, mate.
You got to have a V8 in your life. I think for me, it was one of them things where I wanted a V8 and I hadn't had one and I wanted to tick it off the list. Well, I've done it now, so I'm quite happy with that. And
I'm not going to buy a V6 Challenger. I know that.
Dan's pining after a V8, and he particularly wants an American V8. So
yeah, I do. I want this Dodge Challenger. I've got an idea in my head that it's black, and that's about it as long as it's a V8. But there's a couple of different styles of dashboard depending on what year you go for. And I think the newer ones are somewhat out of my budget for cash, but the older one, I've got a 2014, 2015. I think I can handle that.
I think you can live with it. I think the reason I did what I did, I wanted the RS5, but then I saw the S5 and thought, well, okay, it's not exactly the same, and I appreciate it's not, but it would give me a taste for it, and then I could decide whether I liked it or not, and not spend double the amount of money. And what you're talking about is you want to buy the entry level such.
Yeah, see, the thing is, the thing I like about the new Challenger is the clocks. It's the dashboard I like.
Oh, it's better. But I know that's where you sit. But as you're talking about, is that worth the extra £15,000 you've got to pay to have that?
I don't think it is.
No, and that's the point.
I don't think
what I'm saying is, you might buy the car and then not like it.
Like it very much.
So you might as well buy it and have a set of clocks you don't like, and then in a year or 2 years you decide, well, I do actually like it, then it's only an upgrade then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Rather than a layout of a load of money in the first place.
But I do that thing where I see the car that I want, and then I look at what other cars I could get for that money. And I showed you a Porsche last night, didn't I?
You did, admittedly, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are lots of things out there, but I look at a car, when I buy a car, generally, if I'm buying it as a car that I want, so like when I did my Super and everything, it's about that fizzy feeling in your willy, innit?
It is, yeah. You got to have a twitch on, ain't you?
Yeah, and if you like it,
you got a twitch on.
You like it and you like it, and that's it. There's no talking you out of it, whether it could be better because you could buy a Porsche and it's better build quality or whatever. That's really irrelevant. If it doesn't give you the same that, then there's no point in buying it.
Oh look, here's our EP3 turned up for mapping.
Here's our 12 o'clock appointment.
It's grey that, but it doesn't look cosmic grey, does it?
I'd say it is.
Is it? It just looks dark.
Right, shall we get this off then and have a look at the graph so we can get on with the next one?
If anyone out there is selling a Dodge Challenger, give me a shout. Okay, so here's the graph, and as we always say, red line is as she came in, blue line is as she leaves, and there's plenty of power across the rev range there, as you can see. Quite a bit in the mid-range. Extended the rev limiter, lowered the Vtec point, and you get some results. And we have finished on 226, which is 190 at the wheels, and I think that's a good one. So thanks for sticking around to the end of the video, guys. I've been Danny at Dynodaze. That's Richard. You can go check him out on Instagram. Hey, Rich, what's your Instagram page?
It is. I'll soon tell you.
If you want to check out Richard's Instagram page, his tag is
Richard.ellis79.
Richard.ellis79, and you know the Dynodaze Performance Parts page anyway. So, right, we'll see him on the next one, won't we, Rich?
Will indeed.
Will indeed.
Before, and I'll say it again. Life moves pretty fast.